All right, chat, give me one more minute. I think I almost got where I need to be. Let me. All right. Think I'm good. This. Oh wow. This is dark. Hold up. Turn the lights on. Oh. Alrighty, chat. First and foremost, hello there. How you doing? First and foremost, happy Tuesday wherever you are in the world. So let me give you guys a little story of what I've been going through currently over the last 2 hours, couple hours. Initially, I should have streamed like 2 hours ago. Why I didn't do that? For a couple reasons. Number one, I really, really hate Streamlabs OBS. So essentially, what happened was that I was having some issues with some of my YouTube subscriptions, right? Not subscription, well, subscribers. Every time someone subscribe, you usually get a notification on your stream. And there are times where I'll get subscribers during stream, and I was like, why am I not seeing them? And I would go to my mini feed, and my mini feed, like, it's kept telling me my last sub was like 3 months ago, and it was the same person every time I would go in. So I'm like, all right, this thing's got to be frozen or something. So I tried like logging out, logging back in. That didn't work. Um, then I'm like, okay, let me watch this YouTube video on how to like reset my cache, which I know can also just affect your scenes and all that stuff. But I'm pretty sure I did not press the right setting when I went to my settings to restart my cache, and ended up just deleting everything. So essentially, when I reopened Streamlabs, all you saw was like freaking nothing. Like I had to restart from scratch. And personally speaking, like I don't hate Streamlabs, but it was just starting to frustrate me a bit. So what I ended up doing is like, all right, let me get on OBS, like regular OBS, and that's what I did. here I am on regular OBS. I had to pretty much do the same thing, start from scratch, and then the graphics I had with Streamlabs was through their stuff. So I didn't feel like going through the whole process doing it again because, respectfully, those graphics were kind of like too much for me. Like they didn't really feel like they were me. So I was like, you know what, let's just make some quick little graphics. That one of them you just saw when you're waiting to see this lovely face. But there's some quick little graphics just to put up and make the scenes look pretty cool. That's kind of how I went about it. But hope y'all are having a fantastic week, or Tuesday specifically. Let me also, because I do not, if you guys are talking, I can, is the chat box. So yeah, that's another thing I need to figure out, like getting the chat box. Because initially, when I had, oh, there it is. That is super big. Why is it like this? Man, the technical problems I went through today are insane. But it's all worth it in the end because at the end of the day, I got to finally stream. First time in like a week or two. I did say I was gonna stream when like official hints started to drop about in reference to Boruto, but then the chapter dropped by the time I got back at it. But then also a funny story to add on to the already fun times I've been having. So I haven't been able to really even make a lot of like good edits that I want to make. Like I've been making good edits. Like if you follow me on Misfit Sasuke, make some really solid edits. But I have a certain bar expectation for myself when it comes to editing, and I feel like for the last, I want to say, couple weeks, my edits have been very lackluster. Like obviously they've been performing well, but again, I have a better bar now as to why the edits have not been the way they are. I'm the issue, but why? So I was working out about, let's say, a couple weeks ago, and I noticed this weird feeling like on my left side of my body, and I was like, okay, this doesn't feel right, and I go get it checked, and the doctor tells me like, hey, just so you know, got a grade 1 abdominal strain. Because like the workout I did is a workout I've done many times, and I've never had any specific problem. So that was a first for me. But it definitely hurted like really bad, and it was really hard to kind of like do anything. Like, and I mean, not even the bare minimum. Like, if I tried to sit in this chair where I'm at right now, like, dude, it would hurt so much on both sides right here. At first, that's why at first I thought what was going on. I thought both sides hurted, but in reality, it was just my left side, and it will crawl over the other parts because it spasms. But other than that, I mean, once I kind of had to wait for that to heal, I can't really sit at my desk and make edits or even type them up at best. Like the most I could do is make like those little video edits I was posting, and like I know Mr. Sasuke, you guys don't like it over there. It's kind of seen to me that you guys definitely do not like those edits, and that's fine. Like I mean, those edits are made primarily for like Instagram, not Instagram, like TikTok, YouTube, places over there. So usually I don't post them on my Mr. Sasuke anymore because like I've just noticed from like an analytic point it just doesn't work. So I just stopped posting them. But hey, it is what it is. That's kind of how I've been seeing my lovely little discrepancy. But hey, that's the life that we live in. But once again, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And as always, feel free to drop any questions or whatnot you guys have in the chat. Texting me. They can wait till. Let me check quick. Nah, it's like, nah, I can wait. But yeah, nah. So again, let's talk about what we're talking about today. Obviously, I said a couple things on Mr. Sasuke. If you're coming from over there, I said I was gonna do a couple things. The Adobe Photoshop editing I was gonna do today, I will do another time, just because I didn't really expect take that long with editing and fixing the OBS stuff, but next time I stream, I will 1000% have these issues addressed and hopefully fixed. But today we're gonna do a couple things. Well, the main thing we're gonna do is talk about Boruto TBV Vortex Chapter 15. I'm gonna break down my thoughts on that a little more deeper. For those who haven't, and let me get it up before I switch screens. If you have not, make sure you follow me on Mr. Sasuke. That's where I'm pretty active primarily, and where you can find me most of the time over there on that platform. And now I'm gonna switch over. All right. So here's the thing. Oh, you're seeing the little chat box I got, just in case. Boom. So, for those who don't know me or don't know me that well, only know me from the YouTube side, I also post on Instagram. That's where you find me mainly. That's where you see a lot of my cool edits and cool graphics and stuff like that. That's where you find me, Mr. Sasuke. And this is the one of my latest posts I did. I did my little review of what I thought on chapter 15. Obviously, we'll use this as a kind of a talking point throughout the whole live stream. Obviously, if you aren't able to watch it live, don't worry. This portion of the video will be uploaded. Well, a portion of the live stream will be uploaded in general to YouTube at a later date this week, so that you can watch my full breakdown of my thoughts on chapter 15. But pretty much, essentially, what we're going to do is now we're going to get kind of right into it. So this is me turning into my YouTube form. So for those who don't normally see it as often, you're going to see it for once, my YouTube form. So here we go. We're going to do the intro and everything. So get ready, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. YouTube and the many others watching live right now on YouTube, and those who are watching back, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite Misfit FM, checking back in to your favorite station on the web. So today, what we doing is real simple. What we doing? We're talking Boruto TBV Vortex Chapter 15. Came out this past Sunday, Monday for like publishing reasons. But we're talking about Chapter 15. Obviously, my initial post on Mr. Sasuke gave you my initial thoughts, so you can see all that stuff. But we'll use that as a talking point throughout the video. Obviously, hope you're having a fantastic day, week, weekend. If you're watching this on the weekend, hope you're enjoying it. But let's hop into it, because enough of me repeating the same thing over and over. The stream's getting tired of it. Now, let's kind of start with, again, the cover of Chapter 15 was the new character we got, which is Ryu. Ryu is essentially the clone of Shinki, who is the adopted son of Gata, the Kazakage of the Hidden Sand. Now, in terms of what's going on in this chapter, there's a lot. This chapter, in terms of like, I like to go give the ratings. The ratings I gave this chapter was a 7.5 out of 10. Now, why I gave it that rating is mainly because it wasn't like a super crazy chapter. It didn't have a lot of crazy substance to it. There wasn't, obviously the fighting wasn't as much. There was more just dialogue and information that we definitely would love clarity on a lot of key topics that at times we did not know much on, like what's going on with Momoshiki, which we'll get to, because that's an interesting take. But many things that I just love that we got really a more clear idea of. So I'm gonna use my post for some context. Obviously, we'll refer to the chapter throughout the page, but like I said, before hopping into it, make sure you like, subscribe, do all you things you can to support your favorite station on YouTube, and let's go into it. First thing I said, obviously this is just a little introductory, but again, we'll go back and forth between looking at the chapter itself and going through the post. So we'll do the post first, then into the chapter. First point, let's talk about Gaara and Shinki. Now, Gaara and Shinki, obviously, when we go over here, let me show you the chapter. Shout out to Manga Plus. I'm not paid or anything by them. I just like using this website so I can easily find all the chapters for Boruto. But chapter 15, A Vibrant Life. Cover art of Ryu looks phenomenal. Love it. Okay, here's the context for those who haven't read the chapter or like are need a refresher. So we get shown, I'm assuming we're in a hidden sand somewhere, in an underground lair. We got Shinki and his team. They're basically in some look like sand capsules. They're about to be transported out of here by Gata, who's very hurt. Now, as to why he's hurt, we can blame think it's her. If I say it right, it's Matsuri. I think it's how you say it. But please correct me if I'm wrong, chat, or anyone in the chat on that, because I don't want to make. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Oh snap! This popped up. Wait, can I move that over here? Because like it's always on this side. I'll just close for now. Yeah. So essentially, we're getting introduced to Matsuri. Now she's another the clone of, I forgot her name, but she's from the Hidden Leaf. She's part of Konohamaru's old team. Moji, there we go, Moji. She's a clone of Moji, and she basically cooked Gara, which obviously I forgot who I story I read, but someone talked about how like yo Gara got cooked at random without even us realizing what happened to him. Because the last time that Gara got cooked pretty bad is when he died versus Datara. Which I mean, if they actually about to commit to killing him now, I would be amazed. But we get introduced to Gara. He's in a pretty much I'm gonna die moment, so he's like I'm gonna save the future, which is obviously the smart route. I respect it from Gara, and it's Gara who wouldn't do something like that. So obviously that didn't sit well with Shinky. Shinky was like, "No, father, let us help you fight." Obviously, Shinky does not realize just how powerful these guys are because he hadn't fought them first time. Tries to do his particle style with his Magnum release. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Shinky because of Iron Sand. That's a very deadly property that can be used against your enemy in a good and a bad way. I mean, there's even poisons that can be made from it. Shinky tried to do little comebacks. Obviously, it didn't go that far. And he's like, no, father, you are needed for the Hidden Sand's future. So he seals basically his father away and gets treeified by one of the, I forgot their names, but they're just like the little soulless ten-tailed beast. But he gets caught up by one of those, and he just tells his friend, hey, go back, go tell Konkoro what happened. So then that's how we kind of learn how Konkoro learns what happens to Gara, and then it leads to now we go in, get some more scenes to see how bad the situation is with Gara, and it's acknowledged that he can't get out. Obviously, he's stuck in there, and Matsuri can't break it as long as he's alive, which is smart. Keyword is smart. We don't know how long Gara got because he's wounded. Like I said, I go back to the same page. He's wounded. Homie got a little hole, got a little wound right here. I don't know if he's also wounded over here. He's covering the heart, but he's just wounded. We know. Now, obviously, we get some dialogue from Shikamaru and Konkoro with Sadara and Summary looking over, kind of giving us a little gist of like how serious the situation is. Shikamaru just making sure like, yo, you haven't seen any clones of like Ryu yet. Well, Shinky, who's going to be called Ryu, his clone. He's like, nah, I haven't seen none yet. And we keep moving. Now, obviously, do I see a world where they kill Gara? No. No world where Gara, of all people, dies twice. Like, that would be twice at that point. Now, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like they have to eventually kill someone. And I know we're going to be picky about it. I hope it's not Gara. But, because, like, I realistically, for the longest, I've picked, like, Konohamaru, like, some of the elder, like, shinobi of the Leaf, or, like, of the later gen, like, the Konohamaru era, as I would call them. Like, I was hoping one of them check it. But then it's like, I feel like it's leaning towards someone that maybe, like, from the Shippuden days that we like, and it's going to end up getting caught. Like, I remember, I think, what was it? I think last month I made a post about like, hey, was Neji's death worth it? And I got some really amazing feedback. Not feedback, obviously comments just about the discussion around that. And depending on how you view it, some people say yes, some people say no, some people say it just didn't make sense to kill him in general. I personally believe you had to. You're in a rock and a hard place because if you don't kill Konohamaru, right? Like if you don't kill him, go kill Neji, excuse me. If you don't kill Neji, then what exactly are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, the best way of saying it is like, if you don't kill Konohamaru, in my opinion, it's way better off than killing someone like a Neji in that case. Because, let me explain again, because I'm kind of going all over the place. I hate the fact that sometimes when we kill certain characters, it's not as meaningful as it should be. I think with Neji, like, it was meaningful at the time, but I feel like someone else could have fit his role there. I got all love for Kushimoto and his team, and now bring this thing here because like it keeps like for you guys don't see it, but I see it. It keeps like buffering over and over on my side with the chat box, which I don't understand why. Because I'm like my frames aren't, but it's buffering. But back to what I was saying. Like I generally just don't see the value of why they killed all Neji, and to this day I still don't like. And it's one of those in hindsight you kind of think harder on it, but it is what it is. But to use that principle with to use that principle in the sense with Gara, it's like all right, bring you over here. Now you stay on this side. Okay, it just I'm just gonna. I generally still think to this day the whole point with Gara dying was kind of like but you know he's back right now, and currently if Gara dies, it's gonna be an interesting time. Sorry for the spitballing my different views, guys. I'm a little frustrated with how OBS has been treating me, and you know if it looks like it's kind of scuffed on my side, that's on me. But move on. Let's move on to this point. I've been talking too much about Gara, and like at the end of the day, I just don't think he's dying. Like Gara's not dying. Moving on. Let's talk about Ryu. Ryu, Naruto Meta me. If you don't know Naruto Meta, they're on Instagram. Naruto Meta, no spaces, no underscores, none of that. I remember me and him were DMing, and they were saying like they could see a world where Ryu, who we get introduced to in this chapter more in depth, he gives off a Toby type like a personality. And what I mean by that is that basically he's very playful. He's not like someone that, you know, is a serious person. Like obviously his target is gonna be Gara of the Sand. And you know, he's getting used to the teammates, talking to him, calling Jorah senpai, or well, depending on where you read it, it's some of the translation says Jorah senpai, others just say Elder Jorah. But you know, it is pretty interesting how he acts. Now, obviously, we see him use abilities like similar to what Shinki uses, which is in this case Iron Sand. I'm assuming this is Iron Sand. I'm assuming this stuff right here is Iron Sand. If it's not Iron Sand, I would be very surprised. But either way, he uses his ability, uses Iron Sand, finds code. And look, I'm not trying to go on a rant about how bad code's been kind of perceived in this manga, but I think you gotta understand from my POV when you build up a character as Code, who is we has been told that he had limiters on him before the time skip, and the reason being is because his power was going to be well over the power of Jigen. And then, you know, the way you've been cooking him like we've been watching him getting cooked by some characters make sense for him to get cooked by. Like obviously in the beginning of this manga, seeing Boruto in his new post time skip flow, appearance, abilities, that one made sense. But before that, in like the original manga, he was getting cooked by like anyone at that point, even people who not even stronger than him. Either it was like physically or verbally, he's getting cooked. And as much as I understand how powerful he is, this was a stupid idea for him to go back to the place or even try to spy on them, because his own creations can use the same ability he uses. So I'm pretty sure they can track him in any other way they want to. It's like it's so frustrating in a way to see how they're portraying Code, because like I don't think he's that much of a moron. Well, obviously, you know, chat. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Like that's kind of like something that frustrates me a bit. I personally don't understand why Code's being treated the way he is. I I feel I said this in a post. I don't remember which post I made this, but I said once Kaoki starts to look good, I think Code's gonna come back and look like bad. And I mean, he came back, got pretty much cooked a little bit with a little conversation he had about how he wants to well, I think Code was trying to play both sides here, where he's kind of discussing with Jorah about, hey, why aren't you guys like, for example, why aren't you guys trying to devour Utsuzuki, right? And he obviously, and Jorah in his way, he's more in the seeking of knowledge. Knowledge is power in his eyes. And obviously, as an infant, when you're born, you just want to gather knowledge, and anything looks interesting to you. You just want to learn. But this is a highly advanced infant in Jorah and his clone army that are going to be a problem. And I like the subtle hint as well of what would happen, because we don't know what would happen if a divine tree ate it's like it's the chakra fruit, because we don't know. That's never happened. We can only assume. I'm assuming there's going to be some type of cool transformation that comes out of it. But the only person most likely to eat the seed, I mean, eat the fruit out of everyone of the group so far, I think that if they want to go that route, it's probably Jura, 100% Jura. But we'll see. Obviously, and this is why again he gets cooked by because he loses his arm. He gets his arm cut off because he tries to do a sneak attack. Um, but then also I don't know why Code thinks he can still control them. Because like this segment here, hey, did you just imply that you're thinking of defying me? You clearly need to be taught what pain is. And my thing is, again, Code, you ran away. I forget what chapter it was, but you and literally Boruto saw these guys be born. You guys ran away because you both knew this was a problem. So in what universe does it make any sense that you act like, you can't even, like, this whole statement makes no sense to me. It doesn't. And like, dude, like again, I it's so annoying to see like how Code's trying to act one way, but it's like, bro, you haven't been that guy since, like, in my opinion, pre-time skip, where like you was popping out here and there just cooking people. Like, that's when I was like, oh, Code's a problem. But like right now, Code's not really a problem to me. He could do all this stuff here. I can care less. I really would. I really could care less, man. And I'm not saying that to diss him, but I'm just saying it because that's what I see. And again, I'm open to the discussion, but I just don't think Code's like he's a problem, but he's not really a problem. Kind of mid. Um, but then also I do find it funny that like he's like the way Jorah is like, hey, what are you doing here, Code? Do you have need of us? Like, it's like, bro, you're not in charge no more. But Jorah's acting like he's still in charge. It's so funny. I don't know. But it's just, Code just, he needs a W, man. He needs some type of W. And like I feel like even if him trying to like attempt to like kill one of the main characters or one of the other prominent characters, that won't do him justice because he needs to capitalize on that. Like again, this statement that Code makes towards the end, and while he also lost his hand, which I don't know if that grows back or not, but from the looks of it, I don't know. I don't think it does. Like this subtle gesture here because again, Bug kind of hates Code, so like it's funny. Yeah, you're getting mocked because, dude, again, you aren't a problem. And like you said, I'll kill Boruto and his comrades. His comrades, you might be able to, but Boruto, bro, Boruto could have killed him and let him live because he needed his help. Like, you're not a problem, Code. You're really not a problem right here. Oh man, like I really, really like smirk while you still can, for I'll be the one who has the last laugh. Death, maybe, but I don't know about that, Willis. Talking a mighty tree there, so Um, Now obviously this final segment is just telling us who he's gonna go after. We knew it was Gara. Like, it was either Gara or it's gonna be someone related. So I think the key connection here is to kind of stay on that segment for one more second before we go into the really good stuff. Obviously, Ryu wants Gara. Matsuri, she hasn't said it, but we're assuming it's Konohamaru. Jorah is Naruto. Hidari is Sada. And Bug's clone is, I believe, Ada. They had that subtle tease of it. So everyone has a target. And if they see them, they'll gain some knowledge or whatever. We don't know what they'll gain, but they just want to absorb more and know more. But now we have a clear idea of who wants who in terms of the clones. Obviously, there might be even more clones to come. this scene of seeing Ryu, obviously we saw Ryu before this chapter, like a couple chapters ago in the flashback, when I think was it last chapter or the chapter before where Kaijin was showing like these different scenarios where Ryu was a possibility and stuff like that. Like we saw a tease of him. So, but that's just that's my little segment on that one. But let's move on to the final point because I'm obviously I think everyone's been waiting on this. Let's get to it. Let's get to the final point. Here we are, Boruto, Kawaki, the fatal meeting on top of the Hokage monument. Boruto chilling on top of Naruto's head. Pretty cool moment. What do I take from this little part in the manga chapter? There's a lot, but a lot of it's just repetitive. So I kind of focus on what we can really focus on. So obviously, why Boruto never told the Leaf the truth about what's going on with the whole Boruto supposedly killing Naruto. The reason being is because omnipotence, man. Like pretty simple for it to repeat. If Boruto said, it would just cause a lot of just too much unnecessary nonsense that we can't afford. We have to avoid right now because we have bigger problems. So he's cool with just being labeled as a villain until they figure this out from the looks of it. Now, obviously, the next part is Momoshiki, and this is what again I didn't expect to hear about this, but I'm glad Kagi brought it up because again he noticed that Boruto can't use his karma. What's going on? And we get some dialogue about 2 years ago. He used it for the first time since he left the village. He sensed the feeling when Momoshiki tried to possess him. He goes on to talk about basically how the feelings like he essentially feeling like he's starting to die while conscious and aware, which I can't imagine that's a fun feeling. And obviously, since that moment, since he doesn't want to feel that feeling anymore, and then in warning of the potential of what Momoshiki could do, he hasn't used his karma, which is smart. And now in this situation, we don't know what brought it on. And again, this is 2 years ago. So I'm assuming, again, I could be wrong. I said this also in my post that I did a deep dive of, that I could be wrong. That 2 years ago was when I guess Sasuke saved Boruto from Code and that little scuffle. But we didn't see him use karma there. So maybe it happened and then they just didn't show it at the time because it might be shown later on in another flashback. But I doubt it. But but the key thing also that's been very important that is he's been quiet for 3 years. So if this is 2 years ago, is the master in question Sasuke or is it Kaijin Koji? Because it could be two different things. But again, I hold on to the feeling. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid, bro. It literally says when my teacher and I fought code together. Yeah, so ignore what I just said, YouTube. I'm stupid. Chat, I'm really stupid. I missed that part. That is really bad on my eyes. But either way, so for the last 3 years, Momoshiki hasn't said anything, which is interesting. Because I mean, Momoshiki, I feel like he knows he's screwed because he can't get Boruto's body the way he wants through reincarnation. Because of the whole karma and I love the explanation of how basically karma, the little mark is like the mark on their hand is like data, and once the data reaches 100%, we'll take over the body. But he can't get there anymore. But he can still take over the body, and I'm pretty sure he could probably still possess him and probably fully take him over in other ways. But it seems like Momochiki's just been quiet. But Boruto's not taking any chances because he just said, hey, maybe activating karma will cause him to emerge. So he's just not trying to do it. And the thing I think people need to pay attention to is like, essentially what Boruto is saying is that if karma activates again, there's a world where he can't like flip back, like how we saw in the anime and manga. Like it could be a chance where Momoshiki just takes full control. And he's just slowly and waiting, plotting for a time where Boruto just lets it rock. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But then at the same time, you want it to happen because I know a lot of people would love to see Momoshiki come back. So we'll see. And then the other important part of it that I loved is like, Boruto's like, I'm snitching. And he basically snitches on Amando, basically announcing that, hey, Amando kind of knows I make you stronger. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You got limiters on because of Mondo. But he also knew that he would come to this point at his own conclusion. But Boruto needs to speed up the process. He needs a Mondo to start talking. But because and which I find interesting, because like my thing is, if Boruto, obviously the information he's getting, I'm assuming from Kaijin, if Kaijin knows that Kao can get stronger, wouldn't he just tell Boruto, hey, this is how Kao can get stronger? So like if it's a limiter, I'm assuming it's like a key word that will unlock it. Well, we don't know what the keyword is. Because like I think for code's sake, it was a keyword, if I'm mistaken, chat. But if it's not a keyword, then I don't know what would that necessarily be. But if it's a keyword, then boom, boom, just a keyword from Amando. Obviously, he hates torture, so let's torture him a little bit. But I doubt that will happen. But the fact that his limiter was on his offensive and your hidden defensive abilities, along with his regenerative abilities, you're essentially telling me that he just super restricted this man. And all the times we've been dissing him on why is he so weak is because, well, quite frankly, Amanda made him weak. And I like, that little statement at the end where Kalki says that geezer likey because he can't afford for me to die. And Amando's watching on, like how you're probably wondering. I mean, Amando got bugs everywhere, bro. You don't trust this cat. And to be fair, again, I'm always gonna bring this up every time I can. How did Amando get the body of Shia Utsuki? Don't find that anywhere randomly, bro. Like, it's either he knows more than we let on, which we definitely know he does. Obviously, this chapter is a sample of it. Or Amando Shibuya, man. Screw it, man. I'm gonna join a gang. Amando Shibuya until I see other. I'm joking. I don't know who that is. But this is very interesting that Amando is like literally the plotting when it's like, bro, no one trusts you already. You're just making this worse. Obviously, my prediction of Amando not knowing that Kaijin was alive until he saw the toad that Boruto used to communicate with them was on point. Love it. And I love that he's curious on Boruto's motive. But my issue is, what's your motive, buddy? I would love to know your motive. Like, chat, wouldn't you love to know, Kaijin Koji's, but Amando motive for anything he's doing? Like, if it's only for selfish reasons, then he's a moron. Because, like, dude, no offense, we gonna die for your selfish reasons at that point. So, just saying, a little something for the chat. But the chapter ends with them essentially saying, like, yo, look, we need to team up. If we don't team up, we getting cooked. So, hey, by any means necessary, partnering with you. But respectfully, Code needs to understand that, like, you're not that guy anymore. Boruto is. Well, to be fair, I feel like Boruto was always the guy in this situation, but Kaoki was always that faded companion. At least is how I've always seen it. But I do find the humor in it. So, it's a lot of funny things to come from it. But oh shit. And now it's the end of the chapter. So let me switch screens, come back to you guys on the full cam. Boom boom. So to kind of wrap up this video, here's what I'll say. Boruto is in a league of his own. We know this. Now, in terms of who could help Boruto in this situation, and once again, sorry for the lag if I'm having any lag and tendencies or any stuff like that. Well, in terms of who could help him, very minimal people could help him. Now, do I see a world where maybe someone like, and let me go back to the thing, because it's kind of important. Do I see a world where someone outside of Boruto Kaoki could like throw some hands? Yes, obviously. The other notable people that could help in this fight is Ada, Daemon, Mitsuki I can throw in there because of Sage mode, but respectfully, he can still get cooked too. Sadara I want to throw in there, but I need to see something about her Mangekyo. Like, I need to see something to work with. But I would love to throw her in the mix. I think I'm missing some other people in my head, but like those are some people I'm thinking about that could help. But like again, the Sadara is the X factor because I need to see her Mangekyo's ability. Because there's gonna be more than just her shotgun. She's gonna need to take on some of those clones, man. Just saying. But that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Like I said, I gave this chapter overall 7.5 out of 10. It's not anything crazy. Love what they did with it, but it is what it is. But I will say though, I just love the direction they're going to. So hopefully, maybe we'll start to see some movement where some shinobi are heading to the hidden sand to assist over there. Maybe we'll see Tamari kind of get angry at Shikamaru because of how he's keeping this secret about Gara. Brother, sister, siblings. But he's being asked by the other brother to keep it a secret, so you can't really get on him in this case that bad. But and also Tamari, I don't know if you're that active at this point, Shinobi wise, because I'm assuming you kind of settled down more, being more of a just like the post ninja life. I don't know how she's been doing, but I mean, look, the moment she hears her brothers in trouble, she's gonna put the gear back on and start cooking again. So we could see Tamari fighting. Who knows? I feel like that's gonna end up one of those anime things where we just see her fighting in anime, and the manga it gets teased like, oh, she fought, she got cooked or something. I don't know, but those are my thoughts for overall chapter 15. Obviously, chat while I have you here. Let me know what you're thinking in the chat section. For those watching this on YouTube, let me know your thoughts on anything I've talked about or read. And also apologies for anything that sounded like gibberish. I'm pretty sure the Garb bit sounded like a bit of gibberish. But it was just because like I ain't really know where I was going with that personally. But once again, thank y'all for watching my YouTube video. Make sure to like, subscribe, do everything you can to support the channel. And once again, I'll see you guys next time in the other one. So peace out. Peace, love, and positivity. Enjoy your rest of your week or weekend whenever you're watching this. And peace out, people. And ladies and gentlemen, on stream, you just watched me. Oh, that's fun. Do a YouTube video. So, like I said, this portion of the stream will be uploaded to YouTube later in the week in a YouTube video. Once I edit it up a little bit. Obviously, it might look kind of laggy because, again, this is my first time using OBS on streaming-wise. I've only used primarily Streamlabs OBS. I might low-key switch back to that because, like, the way that a lot of the settings here are just messing up and looking stupid, like, it like for the time being, I might just go switch back to Streamlabs OBS once I have more time to focus on it, but it is what it is. I'm not really that stressed about it. But chat, if you're new to the stream, what I like to do before I head out is a couple of things. I always love to show love to some pages that always do well on IG, Instagram. That's my main hub. So obviously, Mr. Sasuke, this is my page. This is where you can find me and find anything related to me in terms of Boruto content. Pretty much multi-fandom sometimes for anime. I'll post about other animes I'm enjoying at the time. I haven't been really watching a lot of animes or reading a lot of manga recently. So I haven't been able to post about other animes or manga outside of Boruto. But I will, when I get there. No rush. But obviously, dropped a post today about Code. Funny enough, the whole rant I went on about him. It is what it is. But there's a couple people I want to show some love to. First off, as always, I want to show love to the King Where It All Ends. They got a lot of great points. If you're looking for some really good information about Boruto, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, or any of the above they have in their bio, check them out as well. Want to shout out Naruto Meta as well. Naruto Meta, been killing the scene. Got a lot of great content on Boruto as well. If you're looking for some Boruto specific content, so make sure to check out Naruto Meta as well. Mitsuki info, I don't think they're as active anymore, but they post here and there. They have some really good thought-provoking multi-page posts that you can definitely check out. I think this is the most recent one about the Boruto status update. But they do some really good job. Before, like, myself was pretty big, someone like Mitsuki info right up there. Want to give some shout out to also Sweet Naruto, aka Ash. They do their fair share of amazing content as well when they're active, and they're active more in stories nowadays. But like when they post, they do some really good content. Also, gotta show love to Senseless. Want to show love to Senseless. They've been stepping up their graphic design game. I've been following them for a very long time. They've been following me for a very long time. Their graphics list, I gotta give them love for because they definitely stepped up in the graphic design space. It's really cool seeing their growth and just seeing how their aesthetics have grown over the years. It's really cool stuff. Obviously, their page is good. It's a really good example of how you can properly do your color theory. Like, they're very consistent with their color theory, and I love it. So shout out to Senseless. They dropped a new post today, giving their thoughts on chapter 15 of Boruto as well. So check that out. Who else I should give a shout out to? I believe I spelled their name right. Did I? No, I didn't. Wait, how do you? Wait, hold on, check. I gotta look it up real quick. Dude, let me look it up because there's someone else I want to give a shout out to. Oh, there we go. Because I'm like, I know I'm not spelling it right. All right, this is Anax, aka Naruto Speaking, or if you remember Naruto Speaking, aka I forgot. There's another name they went by that it's not coming to my brain. But how do I explain Naruto Speaking? Naruto Speaking does not care in a good way. And in terms of how they go about their content, they actually have a really great understanding of the analytics perspective and understands how to grow a page. They've been doing it long enough where it looks like, yeah, 3,400, but at one point they had over 10K plus viewers. But again, Instagram is stupid. But I say that I love that they don't care because a lot of content creators get too lost into, worrying too much about the content of how it looks, and they want to perfect it. They don't need to perfect it. They didn't perfect it. They just said, hey, I'm just going to post it. This is kind of some things. They took what they've learned and they said, I'm going to post it. Just post, have fun. And yes, they'll say some stuff that maybe you don't agree with, but who cares? They just put the content out there, wants your thoughts, and it grows engagement. So Naruto Speaking, aka that's their other personal page I showed beforehand. They do some really great work in the scene. Shout out to them as well. Hope they're doing well in any case too. Again, sorry for all the stuttering and stuff like that. Did not really kind of. It's been a day for me because of like I said, when that technical error stuff happened, I got pissed for like the last 2 hours. But I'm probably gonna most likely switch back to Streamlabs OBS and reset all my streams and my scenes and do all that nonsense. But again, I wasn't gonna stream. There was no way I'm not gonna stream today. It's been a while since I've streamed. I'm gonna talk about Boruto. I'm gonna talk about the cool stuff here. So thank you guys so much for checking in on the stream. Sorry if it looked a little too ghetto, bougie. Like, I understand. It's not my finest hour. But hey, it's one of the many things in a content creator life. But thank you guys so much for checking in on the stream. I appreciate y'all. Obviously, once again, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel to show support to your favorite misfit on YouTube. Make sure to hit the link in the bio on Instagram to show some support to your boy. Obviously, shout out to everyone I mentioned for the stream. And I'm out of here. Hopefully, next time you see me, it will be in a better headspace because like like I said, the whole technical errors pissed me off. So it made me feel like I kind of did a pretty bad stream. So once again, sorry for the whole technical issues. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Take care. New video popping later this week where it's kind of going to be, like I said, chopped up version of what you've seen today. And I'll see you guys soon. So take care. Peace out. Bye-bye. And also, stay blessed. Stay hungry. Stay motivated. Self-discipline is important, people. And also, if you are someone who are a festivity or enjoy the festivities, I hope you enjoy or have a happy Halloween. Take care, guys. Peace.